Stop. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deborah and this is Barefoot Bites. Today we are going to make or try and recreate some snacks that my kids like to have but from scratch. So I was thinking the 3 recipes that we can try together would be, let's make our own graham crackers and let's make our own animal crackers. My son loves animal crackers. We usually get the ones from Aldi. If you watch my grocery hauls from Aldi, those animal crackers. But you know, if you buy things from the store, there's going to be some additives. Although I believe Aldi's is pretty good with like the ingredients that they put in there. It's always better if you make your own, and I'm sure it's going to taste like 10 times better. So first, I thought maybe we should get started with the graham cracker. So now that I have all my ingredients out to start the recipe, let's just get into it because, you know, I have limited time. Baby's sleeping on my back, and my other 2 kids are down for their nap. So this is when it's the quietest. Instructions say in the large bowl, let's combine the butter. Let's combine the butter. This is supposed to be softened butter, so this was actually in my fridge. It's not too hard, but I'm going to put it in the microwave for like a second or 2. All it needed was a few seconds in the microwave. If you're like me, you forget to like put out your softened butter, throw it in the microwave. It'll take like a second or 2 just to get it to that perfect softness. So the recipe called for 1 cup of sugar. So the recipe called for 1 cup of butter. So that's the whole stick. Then it calls for 3/4 cup of brown sugar. So let me get that. So that's 1, 2, and there you go, 3/4 cup. So I need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And if you do not use Redmond's real salt, you're missing out. I mentioned this in my other videos, but if you want to use salt, good salt, get yourself some Redmond real salt or Himalayan pink salt or Celtic salt. Iodized salt is really bad for you. So look into it if you have some time. So I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And again, everything that I make today, if I use something or any type of materials, I will link them in the description if you want to make this for your family. So everything that I use, I'll put in the description. So the 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Next, I need 3 tablespoons of honey. So, of course, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about myself. So, I am Haitian. That means both my parents are Haitian. So, I'm Haitian American. And so, whenever my mom is coming back from Haiti, she stays there a good chunk of the year and then comes back when it's not winter time. Or when one of us, me and my 3 other sisters has a baby. Really funny story. So, I am so tired. So my twin sister just had her 2nd baby today. So I was with her at the hospital. I was her doula and helping her get through it. And she went through it like a champ. She had like a 30-minute labor. But I won't bore you guys with the details. But it was a great birth. And I'm so glad that I got to be there with her. But that means that my mom is going to come back from Haiti. She's here now with some goodies. She always brings me back some organic, obviously, honey that she has. So I'm so excited to use good quality honey from Haiti. And I know what's going into it. So again, if you're going to cook from scratch, as much as possible, try and use really good ingredients. Obviously, I'm not like a stickler for everything organic, but if you can. Oh, I forgot to use my trick. I have a trick usually, is to use like oil first so the honey doesn't stick to it. That's about 3 tablespoons and some extra of honey. Good organic raw honey. That's why you see it in this little bootleg bottle. Ooh. It is so good. It's very sweet. Oh, that best tasting honey. So the recipe says to mix this until it is all combined. I can probably do this in my mixer, but I thought, hey, you know, maybe I'll just do this by hand if it's not too bad. right, pull out the big guns. Yeah, that's a lot better, a lot easier. Okay, that looks pretty smooth. Yeah, before that looks about right. In another bowl, this is where it's gonna have all the dry ingredients like the flour, the baking soda, and all of that. So I'm gonna add the 1 teaspoon of baking soda to the bowl, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. This has a mix of 2 different flours, so it's gonna use a mix of whole wheat and all-purpose. So I'm gonna add the 1 cup here. I grew up baking a lot, so this is like super fun for me. I'm like the type of person that loves to see if I can do different things from scratch. Like when I learned how to make my own tortillas, I make sourdough tortillas and regular. And once I learned how to make those from scratch, that is something I never buy from the grocery store. I ordered this whole wheat flour on Amazon. I also like King Arthur's whole wheat flour, but this one, because I needed it to come quick, I ordered it on Amazon. I'll link it below as well if you want to use this type of flour. I've used this brand before. I've used their rye flour, whole wheat, and it's pretty good. So again, this can probably be done faster in the in the KitchenAid stand mixer, but I'm just too lazy to pull it out, and I don't want extra stuff to wash, so I'll just do it by hand quickly. Because the recipe is asking me to alternate between like the whole wheat and the all-purpose, I think it's probably best that I pour in, or just kind of get the whole wheat flour in a separate bowl, even though I don't want to dirty another bowl. Who doesn't like to dirty and use a bunch of bowls while you're cooking? I hate doing dishes, so. Ooh. We are a family that typically eats 3 meals a day at home, so I'm typically having to run our dishwasher probably twice a day just to keep up with the volume, because I know that I tell my sister this all the time that, you know, we tend to run our dishwasher a lot, but I'm like, we are home all day long, like a family of 5, and so having to eat all of our meals from home, we generate a lot of dishes. You know, it's good when you're doing like things like this from scratch, if you cook them all together, so that when it's like time, you're just using all the same kind of like measuring cups, spoons, and all of that. You do a good batch day, and then you get them all done, and you're not washing a bunch of dishes. If you're a person like me, who doesn't like to wash dishes all the time. So I'm gonna add a little bit of whole wheat flour and combine that, and then a little bit of the all-purpose, alternating between the two like the recipe calls for. Don't be like me, use your KitchenAid, make your life easier, unless you don't have one, and you can be like me. So because I, again, used the hand mixer, it's a little looking floury. Let me try and see if I can get this dough to come together. Oh my gosh, I'm now realizing I misread the recipe. It needed 2 sticks of butter. I'm wondering why it's not coming together. This makes a lot more sense. Oops, this is what happens when you don't read directions well. I'm tired, I didn't sleep, I was at a birth all night. Don't be like me, fully read the directions. This is actually pretty softened. I wonder if I should put it in for 5 more seconds. I'll put it in for 5 seconds just to make sure it's really softened since I have everything together. Hopefully you guys are gonna stay with me. Yeah, I forgot that these, I called for 1 cup I did not realize that 1 cup, this is a ½ cup, so it needed 2 softened butters. Yeah, that's the way the dough should feel. It should be a little more combined. Before it was very crumbly, and I was wondering, I'm like, it looks like it needs more butter. Thank God I thought that. Yeah, that feels like that texture that you're looking for. So the recipe says to roll it out between 2 sheets of parchment paper, wax paper, or cooking sheet. Combined. So from the directions, it says that you're going to want to roll this out till it's about 1/8 of an inch thick. So let's see. I'm going to flatten that. Who doesn't love to roll things out? Get your aggression out. How pretty is this? I think this is about the thickness I want. You see, so this one's a piece that broke off, but that's about the thickness, I think. I didn't measure this out or anything. I'm just kind of going off the cuff to see. Now that I've scored this, I have a little toothpick I'm going to use to make like little traditional holes in the graham crackers. Bestie's woken up. My little kangaroo. So the recipe is calling for this to go into the freezer for about 30 minutes so it can harden. I'm gonna do what the recipe says, but I wonder if like next time I make this I probably won't, but let's just see. I'm gonna follow the recipe, see what it says. So let's place this in the freezer. Let's slide it over again. Just about holds it. Put this in the freezer to harden for 30 minutes. While that hardens, I'm gonna clean up, and I think I'm gonna prep doing the animal crackers because it's again the same type of ingredients, and so might as well get using it. So I have all the ingredients out to do this animal crackers, and again, this is the same ingredients that I was using for the graham crackers. So like this is why you do batch cook days, so then you use all the same materials. You're washing everything once. Oops. The same bowl I used to mix the graham crackers is the same bowl I'm going to use now. So let me get that going. So the recipe calls for 1 cup of whole wheat flour. You see, same materials. So it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and it says to just combine all the ingredients in the bowl, so that's good. So 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I didn't even know there was an 1/8 teaspoon. So I'm also using salted butter, but for me it's fine if it has that extra like salty-ish or taste, so that's fine for me. But if you want, use unsalted butter. That's what the recipe calls for. I'm going to use salted because I don't buy unsalted butter. And 1/4 cup of softened butter. Luckily, I love how butter always has a measurement, so you know. So 1/4 cup, just going to go along with the measurement. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of salt. The recipe is calling for 2 tablespoons of milk. The recipe also calls for 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I get this maple syrup from Aldi. It's really, really good. I love it. Ingredient is just solely maple syrup. So obviously if you're making stuff from scratch, you want to use the best ingredients that you can as possible. Obviously I'm not like a fear monger about everything being organic, but if you can get something that's organic or better quality, try and do that. Because you're making from scratch and you're doing the effort, try to use the best ingredients. Just my little TED talk. 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And the last thing it calls for is some vanilla extract. So we're just gonna add that. I believe it's a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So the recipe calls for me to mix all of this ingredients with my hands. If it's too crumbly, the recipe says you can add like another 1/2 teaspoon of milk. This doesn't seem super, super crumbly. It looks like it's coming together. So the dough came together. Ugh. How quickly? This took, I forgot my watch. This literally came together in like less than a minute. So I'm gonna pull out some parchment paper. So rolling it out. Look at that dough. That's a pretty good sized dough. Look at the thickness of that. So that thickness And that's about thickness I want. Next, you're going to use a cookie mold, or you can cut it, use like cookie cutters. I got these cookie molds because I thought it would be really cute. It'll remind my son what it is, because you know how toddlers are. They don't see the shape of what they know. They're going to be like, yeah, I don't want it. Or at least my kids. So I'm going to rinse these out real quick. So my timer just went off. Let's get those graham crackers out of the freezer. Ooh. Oh, they're pretty frozen. So they'll break easily. I think what you do is I'm not fully understanding, but look how cute that is. How cool is that? It's such a cute little... Oops. I am so excited for these. These are so cute. How adorable are these, you guys? Like, what a cute activity. And this is so easy to do, so easy to make. You guys will need to try these. I hope they taste as good as they look. Let's go put this in the oven. The recipe calls for the animal crackers to go into the oven at 375 for about 7 to 9 minutes. I'm going to do 7, check on it, and then I'll see how it looks. And then if it looks done, or I want it to be a little bit more crisp, I'll put it back in there for a minute or 2. And the ovens are all preheated. Let's get them in. Might be onto something, you guys. These came out really, really well. I know I should let these like completely cool, but I'm so impatient. I might have to just try one. Like, look at that. I'm gonna have to try it. Stop. I'm gonna have some problems tonight. These might not even go into my son's snack bag for tomorrow morning. I might eat them all. So my timer just went off. Let's grab those graham crackers and see how they look. So I've now just pulled the graham crackers out of the oven, and I'm so excited. Well, I didn't just take them out. I took them out, I let them cool, and now I'm super excited to try. I had to like beat my husband off from like tasting any of them because he'd come around. Ooh, look at how cute this is. Let's try to separate it. It's still not super hard, and that's kind of how I want it to be, like super hard like a graham cracker. Would you look at that? Look at the texture of that. The thickness is perfect. You guys, I'm so proud of these. I'm gonna try it. 10 out of 10. Better than store-bought. I'm never buying graham crackers again. Oh my. If you're making s'mores, that texture is so good. Now, if you wanted it to be more crisp, so when you cut it, when you like snap it, it's gonna have that snap, then I would probably leave it for more than 10 minutes, probably go like 12 minutes just to make sure it's more crispy. Because even as these are like pretty completely cooled, they're not hard. They have that nice soft bite to them. This is dangerous. I'm gonna be eating these. My kids have been chomping at the bits to get to these, and I'm so happy that we were able to have time together to get these prepped and done and try something new. And guess what? I'm probably not going to be buying these items from the grocery store, because you know what? I can make it so easily. I can make a batch day and just whip these all up together, and I'm just so excited. If you found this video to be helpful and you'd like to see more things like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to hear from you, and comment down below on things that you no longer buy at the grocery store and that you just make from home. Because again, this is so easy. If you just do a batch day, you can get this knocked out real quick. So I will talk to you guys later in the next video. Bye.